Good evening, TheoTrade. This is Corey Rosenblum, and you're watching the Theo Nightly video for October 2nd, 2018. And we're talking Dow. We're talking Dow futures and the Dow Jones Industrial Index, leading stocks, key levels, and what to watch as we push into the fourth quarter of 2018. Mainly talking performance, how the Dow works, should we be watching the Dow, and any swing trades we have potential setting up. First, we're taking a look at the Dow mini futures on the daily chart. The Dow itself is up about 8% this year, but there's something unique about the Dow versus the indexes that we normally talk about, which is the S&P and the Nasdaq, and that's that the Dow is price weighted. The other indices are market cap weighted. Big stocks like Amazon and Apple that are pushing $1 trillion of market cap tend to weigh the index a little bit more than other stocks. That makes sense. The Dow's not that way. It is price weighted. So take a look at our Market Watch tab. You can see from the heat map that these boxes are sized by market cap in the S&P 100, S&P 500, Nasdaq, etc. The size of the box dictates roughly how much a point or dollar move will affect the index. Dow Jones, not that way. So these boxes on Apple, Microsoft, Visa, Intel, Johnson & Johnson, Walmart, and the like, if they can move the index, but that's not the case. Take a look over here. The price of the stock and how much it moves on a daily basis, that's what affects the Dow via the Dow multiplier. So that means that Boeing, that's why Don and everybody else here takes a look at Boeing frequently, because it's the #1 stock that moves the Dow Jones. Beneath that is United Healthcare, UNH. There's Apple. I knew Apple would show up there eventually. It's at $230 per share. Notice it has the biggest market cap there with Microsoft, but nope, it's #3 in terms of a price movement moving the Dow. M and Home Depot. So keeping that in mind, just when you're looking at the Dow or trading Dow futures, a lot of times looking at individual stocks, like anything else, is going to be important. But it is a price-weighted index, and so higher price stocks are more likely to move a dollar than lower price stocks, and each dollar is, by the Dow multiplier, affecting the index. We still see this progression of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, new Dow high, pull back a flag, and just squeaked out a new high in today's trading session. This keeps the uptrend going. All right, so that being said, that dictates the other stocks. It is helpful if you're looking at the indices, trying to play option trades, swing trades, or individual futures trades on a lower frame, to take a look at what's driving the market. S&P, Nasdaq, we can look at those independently, but the Dow, we look at individual stocks like Boeing. Why has the Dow Jones Index been strong, getting stronger? If you look at our quad market comparison, even stronger than the remainder. What do I mean by that? The Dow futures up here have made their new all-time high. S&P falling a little bit shy, Nasdaq a little bit shy of it as well. Keep focused on the 7,700 level, but the Russell, the small cap index, has been in a persistent downtrend. The S&P is not quite at the 2950 level, but the Dow futures are. That's pushing up toward 27,000. Wow, that's up there. So Boeing, we take a look at it, and we see our triangle breakout. So Boeing started the year strong, went sideways for the bulk of 2018, but we've been talking about this triangle consolidation, roughly at the 346 per share level. And that set up our most recent breakout, bullish play up toward the prior high, 370 per share, and now well beyond it. This is surprising, but it's very important to note why we're getting here, why the Dow is making the highs that it is, and any trades that you might want to set up or risk to put on or to manage with a hedge. So Boeing did a breakout event on higher volume, small little pullback, small little fade against the high, but the last 3 sessions have been nonstop trend. Behind that is UNH. It's the second leading component because it's at 270 per share in terms of price basis. So $1 is a dollar, but these higher price stocks tend to pull the index because they have the chance to move more than a dollar. So for example, last couple of sessions, UNH has moved from 266 up to the 272 level. And this uptrend continues. This is a more stable rally with higher highs, higher lows, rising averages, and little pullbacks. I like to trade flags or pullbacks toward rising averages or trend lines, as you see me draw on Apple, Amazon, and some other names, Nike included. Nonetheless, UNH is doing a pullback flag trade. Notice that the Dow Jones made a new all-time high. So did UNH. And the Apple effect is stronger to an extent on the S&P and even the Nasdaq because it's a market cap. And this price cap weighted index is part of the Dow as well. So Apple pushes up toward 230, new high for Apple shares. But again, you're seeing this push just into a resistance target, volume notwithstanding. Apple broke through our little triangle. We talked about triangles last week in a video from last week's session. And this triangle continued with additional upside action toward our target. So to update us on our tech triangles we talked about last week is into the target, roughly 230 per share. We're going to be watching Apple on a departure. This case looks like a fade or sell or take profits into our 230 target. Now, Goldman Sachs broke our support level. We also watch financial stocks, no matter what index you're trading, because financial stocks typically, we need them to support market rallies, and if they're not participating, not making new highs or otherwise weaker, that's a sign that we should be more protective with our accounts, capital, and trades. So Goldman Sachs is breaking our sideways support at roughly 227 per share, and that's from a sideways trading range and, roughly speaking, a downtrend this year from 270. That is a drag on the Dow. And Triple M. This is a pattern that I like to set up and see it develop and take positions on a breakout. Triple M has rallied up again from a downtrend in 2018 to a floor of support at 194 per share. That's pushed us up to about 220, but now we have this concept called EMA, or moving average compression. What's that? We can draw trend lines. We can also see from the moving averages themselves that buyers and sellers have used them as targets and points to fade, buy into support, sell into resistance, buy into support, sell into resistance. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, Triple M is up into this 217, 216 per share level. Those are pivots. Now, all these things are the high price stocks, but $1 is $1. We'll talk really quick before we end the video on performance year to date. Well, Microsoft, not exactly a high price stock, not a low price stock, but has been a persistent gainer and is the #1 stock at the moment, up just over 35% year to date. And it keeps going. Nike, which was in the headlines not too long ago, continues its uptrend and higher highs, higher lows, rising channels. We've had some volatility into our resistance targets. So Nike has came a little bit off the 86 high, which was a new swinging high for it. It is showing a little bit of weakness. It's up about 35% as well. We saw Apple, the #3 gainer, up about 34%. And we'll finish up with the #4 stock. It's Visa. Keep in mind the 5th gaining stock of the year in terms of year to date is Boeing. We saw Boeing. But Visa continues this uptrend of higher highs, higher lows, rising trend line channels. We just popped to a new high yesterday, but today we're seeing pullbacks. Pullbacks away from our resistance spot, just like Nike. So however you trade these stocks, watch for the pullback, watch for fades, but keep this in mind that the uptrend continues. Dow futures continue to make new highs, but our pivot spot marker resistance level is going to be roughly just under the 27,000 per share level. Take a look at these in terms of the market watch. You can see this by market cap, by price weighting, and know that the Dow is a little bit different than our more popular indexes, S&P 100 and 500. Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, Johnson & Johnson, Visa, and the like play a bigger role in these indexes, not so much the Dow. Take care, be safe. This is Corey Rosenblum bringing you your Theo Nightly video for October 2nd, 2018.